Hello, members of Court of Public Opinion. I'm your girl, Mrs. Independent. As always, I always say, I am not a lawyer, but just an honorable member of the bench, just like you and you and you and you. Okay, let's go back to Pretoria High Court, where we talk about confessions. Let's talk about Sibiya confessions. Can we talk about it? Okay. Have you ever asked yourself, why would someone volunteer to confess, and while he does that and then he lie? Why would he lie? Remember, during trial, within trial, they were admitted to be made freely and voluntarily and without any coercion. And by then, remember, judge said, I'm just making a ruling and not a judgment. It could be reviewed in the main trial. So now the question is, if really he voluntarily, without coercion, and freely confessed, why did he lie about Mafika and Marco? Why would he lie about the name? Like, it baffles me. So now when we look at the content of the confession, Muzi said the document was brought to him, already completed, just for him to, put his signature on the paper. That was it. That is the content, right? He doesn't know. He's not the author of the statement. And looking at what I've just said right now, it makes it makes sense, because if he was the author of the statement, why would he put these two names? And knowing exactly that these people have already been, they are in jail. Why would he do that? Even if we can say maybe there is someone that is trying to protect, who is that? Because he has already mentioned Kelly's name, right? He has mentioned his part that he played. So who could he be trying to protect? It doesn't make sense at all if you still believe that this case is strong and these five men, they are the one who committed this act. Honestly, look at it. It doesn't make sense, or else make it make sense. Make it make sense to us. So now, when we look at alleged coercion, we can see that it really happened, because he said he was choked and he was beaten. Okay, bemhlalisa kwisitulo somoya, remember. So now it does make sense in a way, because if he was not coerced, he just decided to spill the beans. He told lie. He gave misleading information. And remember, this person was arrested for a certain case, and immediately after being arrested for that, he was profiled, and he just decided to confess for this one, for Meyiwa case, and there was no confession for the case that he was arrested for. Okay. But let's listen to the reasons of Brigadier Gininda, why he believed that Muzi was telling the truth, and maybe we can understand why judge accepted the confession. Let's listen to it.
Made by accused number 1 to Colonel Mboto, which you have referred to.
Yes, my lord.
Of accused number 1 that was put to the witnesses is in essence that what is stated in this document does not come from accused number 1. In other words, they're saying that accused number 1 is not the source of what is contained in this document, that accused number 1 was approached with these documents already completed. What is your comment, given the contents of the document?
My lord, that cannot be true. And I'm basing that on the details that are in this confession that could only have been known by accused number one. I did not even know the details that are contained here. And I can deal with them as we go along. My lord, is that at the time when accused number one was approached, the only evidence that we had in the form of a sworn affidavit was the statement from Absolute Zungu, and that statement implicated him and accused number two. Confession, my lord, he then introduces Marco Buthelezi and Qiniselani as who were present. We did not know those names, so they could not have come up from anywhere except from him, because this was also followed up, my lord. If you go to paragraph 1 of the annex, in other words, the statement, my lord, after the pro forma, it reads as follows: that on that week, in that year, during the week, it was on Wednesday, I was at my place at the hostel in Basutu section, and I received a call from my friends Marco Buthelezi and Makimba Buthelezi. Both were staying at Basutu's hostel, but Zulu section. The person who was calling me was Marco, but I heard on the background that he was with Makimba. I told him that I am present, and he said he is coming with Makimba. So this is the version, my lord, that he continues to keep up to the time to give, up to the time that he alleges that they went to kill the deceased in this matter. We followed this version, my lord, and found that this was not correct, because these two people were in prison from 2013 up to 2016.
Now, after knowing that he lied when he was making the statement, okay, that they say, as state, he made the statement. After finding out that he lied on that statement, what did the lead investigator did?
In the description of accused one now in this confession, he described one of these individuals as having the dreadlocks and being the one carrying the firearm. In other words, to give the description that in our view, based on our investigation, it's accused number three, but he just changes the name to try and mislead us, because the facts that he referred to are aligned with this matter.
And remember, Advocate Muniz was giving us warning about this, and he actually warned the court about him bringing his views. I mean, for me, I don't know what investigation did he do, but listening to this, as he says, through his investigation, what investigation that gave him the assurance and the facts that he was talking about accused number three, but he was just misleading them. And remember, this person, accused number one, gave the confession freely and voluntarily. You remember? Don't lose that information. Just keep it in your mind and listen to him going through dealing with his confession. I mean, Sibiya's confession.
Lord, it does make mention on this confession that he was informed that when the perpetrators went inside their house, they demanded cell phone and money. It's contained in this confession. Now, this is in line with what the witnesses inside the house are saying, that the perpetrators demanded cell phone and money. He told this to Colonel Mboto and Lieutenant Colonel Hadeven.
He is giving a confession, right? And he is telling us, apparently, according to his confession, accused number one, that he was told that the perpetrators said this when they get into the house: cell phone and money. And if he was not coerced, why would he lie about so many details? Honestly, why? Take a listen to this now.
My lord, furthermore, on this confession, he does make mention of a white polo that he says was used. The evidence that we have is that it was a silver polo, so he was close describing the right car, but a different color, a gray color. I mean, a gray polo, my lord.
So now their investigation gave them this other information that actually the car was for accused number five, and it's not white, it's gray, and they received I mean, the accused number 5 received an infringement, so using that car. So we don't know when did he receive the infringement. Uthole itikiti when, during or after, or at the scene of the incident. It's not clear. Anyone can get a ticket, but did you get the ticket at the scene of the incident? I don't know. Will that ticket place you at the scene of the incident? I don't know. Let's listen. And it seems like the traffic officer made a mistake as well regarding the color of the car. Let's take a listen.
Yes, the particulars.
That's on the infringement notice.
Yes, it says infringement and motor vehicle particulars. Should I?
Yes, yes, we may proceed.
Yes, that it was issued to Ntuli F, and the cell phone number, my lord, to a Volkswagen vehicle, and then the color is white. The date is 2016 0209, my lord, if I can see correctly. Area Johannesburg in Gauteng, my lord.
Yes. Is there any other infringement notice? If you can go to the next paragraph.
On paragraph K, it reads as follows: that the National Traffic System notice records further indicate that an infringement number 01-0011-0168163848 was issued to Mr. Fisokuhle Ntuli, ID number 8, identified as MA Mudisane, of number JMPD, issuing authority on the date in question. The full particulars of the infringement are shown below on page 7 to 22. On the next page, the particulars of the infringements were issued to F. Ntuli, and it indicates that the vehicle is a VW Polo. It indicates that the color is gray, and the date is 2016-03-20 that I see, my lord. Rather, the place where this was issued, it says City or Town, Johannesburg, suburb Johannesburg, and the street name is Klein Street.
So both dates are not the day of the incident. It's not October 2014. It's 2016. One in Feb. I think both in Feb, but different dates, and in Johannesburg. So now, how does that make sense? Please make this make sense to all of us. And I think Advocate Mshololo did clarify the ownership of the car, and I think it was a rented car. But at the end of the day, the infringement was not on the day of the incident, period.
My lord, this exhibit was the witness who compiled this statement or this this report had already testified in this court, my lord. We all have this exhibit that the witness is repeating, and it is irrelevant because all those infringements were in 2016. We are here talking about the incident that took place in 2014. Therefore, I object, my lord, on the basis of irrelevancy and repetition.
But members of the bench, let's hear who's got the last laugh or who's got the last say in this court. We know who's got the last say in this court. Let's take a listen. Regarding Advocate Mshololo's objection.
An aspect of relevance submits with the greatest respect that the evidence is relevant. The witness mentioned the fact that in the confession of accused number 1, reference is made to a VW Polo, and Mr. Matlow also refers to the fact that an infringement notice was issued in the name of accused number 5. Even if it was some 2 years later, the state will argue at the end of the day that this is strong circumstantial evidence. It is therefore relevant. As far as repetition is concerned, context must be given to the evidence. That's why the witness is referring to the affidavit of Mr. Matlow. So we submit that on both scores, my lord, that this evidence ought to be allowed.
Yeah, evidence is allowed on the basis of relevancy.
there you have it. Kindly remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you are not yet convinced, please consider subscribing and comment on the comment section below and let us know what is your take on this video, and hit that like button like there's no tomorrow. Until the next one, bye.